and welcome everyone. My name is Lalit Soni and you are watching News on Map India by Drushti IAS. In this episode, we'll be discussing certain locations which has been in news in the past week. These locations are from India and we are trying to look at this location with the help of MCQs. So let's start with the first one. We'll first see the practice question which was given to you in the previous lecture. So let's start. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding Satriya dance? Okay, so there is this dance and they have given certain statement regarding that and we have to choose the, you can say, correct answers given in the below options. Okay, now the first one is Satriya is a classical dance of Assam. Second statement is it is based on the classical ragas and talas of devotional song composed by Tulsidas, Kabir and Mirabai. So basically they are talking about a dance and they are saying that it is a classical dance form of Assam. Second, it is based on the classical rag and tal of devotional songs which are composed by Tulsidas, Kabir and Mirabai from the, you can say, Bhakti movement, etc. Okay. Now we are talking about the first statement, that statement is true, and when we look at the second statement, this is not composed by Tulsidas, you can say Mirabai and Kabir Das. This was basically composed by Shankar Dev. Okay, so we will be talking about that. So that is what we can say, that statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is not. Now looking at the Satriya dance, this is an image which is of Satriya dance, and this dance form is of Assam, and here you can see when we are talking about the various dance and the cultural activities which are happening in India. So here you can see this particular item over here, that is basically your Bihu and Satriya dance from the Assam. Okay, other than that there are various you can say dance forms and art forms which are famous in India and they are given over here. Okay, so I will tell you few of them, like Kathak and Ras. This is from Uttar Pradesh. Then if we are talking about recently, you know, Garba has been given status in the UNESCO's heritage, so that is there, that is Garba. That is there from the Gujarat. And then when we are talking about the Ghumar, Kalbelia, Kathputli, these are from Rajasthan. And if we see over here, you must be aware about the Kathak, and then we have this Kathak is from UP, and if you know that there is this another dance, that is Kathakali. Okay, you can tell me in the comment box from which state this particular dance form belongs to. Okay, other than that there are various of them, you can go through these particular dance forms. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is related to Satriya. Satriya is a dance form that is more than 500 years old and comes from the Vaishnavite monasteries of Assam and northeast India. Okay, when we are talking about the Assam, or this is also famous outside Assam as well, but the thing is, it is origin is traced to Assam. Okay, Vaishnavism is a branch of Hinduism that worships God Vishnu, one of his incarnation, that is Rama or Krishna, that developed sometimes in about the second millennium BCE and became widespread with the development of the new sects in the Middle Ages. Okay, in the Middle Ages we have come up with various sects, and then if we are talking about the, you can say, medieval time, we have come up with the Bhakti and Sufi movements, etc. Okay, and with the you know, with that particular time when we are talking about in Assam, there was this particular form which was developing over there. Okay, the Ekasharna Dharma or the Satra, this is basically a religion in Assam, is a form of Vaishnavism established in the 15th century by the Mahapurush Srimant Shankar Dev. Okay, so he was the person behind this Satra, or you can say this particular dance form, that is Satriya. And there are you can say various when we are talking about the Hinduism, there are various sects, and one of them is basically Vaishnavism, and this is a form of Vaishnavism which is basically prominent in the Assam region. Okay, so that is there. He was a saint, poet, philosopher and a scholar. Okay, so that is about Satriya, that is about the dance, and that is about the, you can say, sect, that is Satra. Okay, now moving further to the question again. Here, as I told you, this is a classical dance form of Assam, and the statement 2 was incorrect because that was developed by the Srimant Shankar Dev. Okay, so only one would be your answer, that is option A. Okay, now moving further to the next question, that is basically question number 1. The Upper Siang project, which recently made headlines, will result in the submergence of over 300 villages inhabited by Adi tribe. Okay, to which state this project dedicated? Okay, now the thing is, they are talking about a particular project, that is Upper Siang project, that was in news because there were certain protests which are going on in Arunachal Pradesh. Here you can see why locals are protesting against the Upper Siang hydropower project in Arunachal Pradesh. So these people are actually protesting because there are certain, you can say, threat to the ecosystem over there. Other than that also there are certain areas which are going to be submerged. Okay, and because of which you can say that rehabilitation related you can say issues are there. Okay, So that is why there are protests which are going on in Arunachal Pradesh. Options, if you look at here, you can say Meghalaya, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Obviously option C would be answer. Now coming to the about the project, here you can see this is the map of Arunachal Pradesh, and here you have this Upper Siang district. Okay, now the name of the district is Upper Siang, and here there is a river, that is Siang river. Okay, on this particular river we have this project, that is Upper Siang. Here you can see this is basically your Siang river. This is coming from Tibet area. Okay, and then it is merging with the Brahmaputra. You can say that this is basically a river of Brahmaputra river water system. Okay, so that is about the project that is in the Upper Siang district in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, now coming back to the question here, as I told you, option C would be your right answer. Now moving further, before that, please remember that there is this tribe, that is Adi tribe, that is important from you. They can ask you that from which state this particular tribe belongs to, that is Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, now moving forward with the question number 2. Regarding the Bhimbetka rock shelter, consider the following statement. It is an archaeological site in Madhya Pradesh that spans the prehistoric, Paleolithic and the Mesolithic periods. Second statement is they are in the foothills of the Satpura mountains. Then third is it is a UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Now, which of the following statements given is or are correct? Okay, so you have to choose the correct ones. Now looking at the name, that is Bhimbetka, you must be aware of this particular name if you have read the history from your static part. Now when we are talking about the Bhimbetka, this is also, you can say, a cave shelter, or you can say these are rock cut caves which are there. Bhimbetka is a site which is prominent when we are talking about the ancient India and the historical study, if we are going for when we are talking about the Indus Valley civilization, etc. If you have seen the map, okay, in the NCERT, etc., in that particular map this Bhimbetka has been shown. Okay, we will be talking about that. Now when we are talking about Bhimbetka is a site wherein you will get the, you can say, evidence of almost all the ages. Okay, when we are talking about the prehistoric and then Paleolithic, Mesolithic and the Neolithic ages. Okay, so basically it is an archaeological site in Madhya Pradesh that spans the prehistoric, Paleolithic and the Mesolithic period. Okay, so that statement is correct. Okay, second thing is Bhimbetka was recently in news because here they have actually found world's oldest known, you can say, a painting. Okay, figurative painting basically. So here they have found a world's oldest known figurative paintings. Okay, and because of which it is famous, and it is also famous for the, you can say, rock paintings. Okay, so that is why it was in news and we have taken this question. Now they are in the foothills of the Satpura mountain. Now look at this particular map. This is the paintings. Okay, these mostly the paintings you will see, these are the line diagrams. Okay, so that is there in the Bhimbetka. These are basically present on the rocks of the caves. Okay, now if we are looking at the Bhimbetka, it is somewhere over here in the southern side of, you can say, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and here there are ranges like Vindhyas. Okay, we have Vindhyas over here, so we can say that it is on the foothills of the Vindhyas, and then you can say that there are also Satpuras also present over there. Here you will see. So when we are talking about the Bhimbetka is somewhere over here in the foothills of the Vindhyas. Okay, so that is there. Now here you can see this is the location of Bhimbetka. That map is probably taken from the NCERTs. Here you can see, other than that, there are also some important sites like Inamgam is there. Okay, other than that, Mehergarh you must have heard of. Okay, Burjahom you must have heard about. Okay, other than that, these are Kurnool caves. These are also prominent. Okay, so please keep a tab on all these sites that can be asked in the examination. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is basically the question again. They are in the foothills of the Satpura. These are not in the foothills of the Satpura, but basically when we see there is Vindhyas, and then in the foothills of Vindhyas we have Bhimbetka, and in the south of Vindhyas we have Satpuras. Okay, so that is there. Option 2 is not statement 2 is not correct. Then it is the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. This is correct. You can say that 1 and 3 is correct. Option C would be your right answer over here. Okay, now moving further to the question number 3. With reference to the Vizhinjam seaport, consider the following statement. It is an international deep water transshipment port located in Tamil Nadu. We will see where it is located. Okay. Second is, the port can offer viable alternative and option to the major shipping lanes to mitigate the disrupt in the global supply chain. Okay, we will talk about this on the map. And the port has deep draft capabilities. When we are talking about the deep draft capabilities, that means that the bigger boats, when we are talking about the larger you can say ships which are taking shipments from around the world, these ships need a deeper, you can say, margin, so that they can actually navigate through that particular channel. So we can say that it is India's first deep draft capability related port. Okay, now moving further, we will see this statement. First we will see where it is located. Here, if we are talking about this particular area, here this is located, that is Vizhinjam. Okay, it is in Kerala. Okay, other than that, there are various ports like Mundra, that is in Gujarat, Kandla port is in Gujarat, Dahej port you must have heard about. There was this pipeline also there, so that is also in Gujarat. Okay, then Hazira port is there in Gujarat. Then when we are talking about the Marmagaon, that is in Goa. Okay, then Jawaharlal Nehru, that is in Maharashtra. Other than that, if we are talking about this particular you can say eastern side or the eastern coast, here in Odisha you have this Dhamra, and then Visakhapatnam is also there. Okay, so these are the major ports which you can remember. Other than that, when we are talking about the Vizhinjam, that is in Kerala. Okay, so here you can say this is the smaller ports which are there in Kerala, and here you can see that is Vizhinjam port in Kerala. Okay, so that is not in Tamil Nadu, it is in Kerala. So statement 1 is incorrect. Okay, coming to the second one, the port can offer viable alternative and option to the major shipping lanes to mitigate the disruption in the global supply chain. This is correct, and we have seen that the option statement 3 is also correct. Now talking about the second one, here if we see, so these are basically the map. When we are talking about the Vizhinjam port, that is basically somewhere over here in Kerala. Okay, now if any shipment is passing through this particular area, okay, so that will have a stopover in Vizhinjam maybe. Okay, so that is why this will actually provide or help in the ensuring the supply chains. Okay, now why this particular route is important, because when we are talking about China, okay, when we are talking about China, so most of the China's oil trail is from the Malacca Strait. Okay, so from this particular part, that is Malacca Strait. Okay, now when we are talking about the Malacca Strait, this is a choke point, you can say. Okay, most of the China's shipments are going from over here. Other than that, also if we are talking about the Southeast Asian countries, okay, so most of the shipments are going through this particular part. Now these shipments are basically moving from here, and then they will be going from this particular side. And here you will see, first, if we are talking about the Red Sea route and the Mediterranean to Europe, that is the route. And second, if we are talking about the Gulf area, okay, so that is the Persian Gulf, over which, so it is, you can say that this is basically a major shipping route. Other than that, those shipments which are coming from the Europe, okay, they will find a way from this particular side to you can say Southeast Asia and the other you can say far east of you can say Russia, etc. So that is why this is on the, you can say, prominent sea routes. Okay, now moving further, as I told you, this statement is correct, statement 2 is correct, statement 3 is correct. So you have to choose the correct one. Option B would be your right answer, that is 2 and 3. Okay, now moving further, question number 4. With reference to the golden langur, consider the following statements. It is an endangered primate found only in the northwestern Assam, okay, then India and southern Bhutan. Okay, so basically they are talking about these three areas which are there. Other than that, if we see, it is classified as an endangered species under the IUCN. Okay, now looking at the location of the golden langur. Okay, now here you can see this is golden langur, and this is basically, if we are talking about the IUCN status of this particular species, that is endangered. Okay, there are various threats, habitat loss, and then human activities are also there, because of which because of the anthropogenic activities, these species are facing certain threats. Okay, now when we are talking about the habitat of this particular species, that is forested habitat, and in the Bhutan and India they are found. Here you can see this is the area where it is found. Okay, so here this is basically your northwestern Assam. Okay, these are the part of India where it is found. Okay, and other than that, here Bhutan, in Bhutan it is found. Okay, so now coming to the statement, here you can see it is endangered primate, that is correct, found only in the northwestern Assam. We have seen it is in the northwestern Assam, India, some parts of India, and then here you can say southern Bhutan. Here this is basically your northwestern Assam in India, some parts here West Bengal, or that all can be found. Other than that, here this is Bhutan basically where it is found. So you can say that it is found in India and Bhutan. If specifically asked, in India, that is in northwestern Assam. Okay, now moving further, here it is classified as the endangered species under IUCN, so that is also correct. Option C would be your right answer over here. Okay, now coming to the next question, that is question number 5. Shinkula tunnel was in the news. It connects Zanskar Valley and Lahul, Pir Panjal range and Karakoram range, Shivalik range and the Karakoram range, Guwahati and Zanskar Valley. Okay, so basically, if we are talking about the options which are given over here, if you look at it, if you know that where these ranges are, most probably we will find the answer. Okay, Now Shinkula tunnel, basically that will be the world's highest and the longest tunnel. Okay, that is why it was in news. And the thing is, when we are talking about this particular tunnel, here you can see in this particular map, this is the work which is going on, and here this is basically Shinkula. Okay, now if we are looking at it, this is basically your Darcha, and then this is Leh. Okay, so basically it is connecting Darcha to Leh, and this is basically your pass, that is Shinkula. When we are talking about this Darcha, Darcha is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, and here we have this range, that is Zanskar range, Zanskar range, which is there. So basically it is connecting from Zanskar range to the Lahul. Okay, so that is you can say, if we are talking about this particular pass and this tunnel, that is connecting Zanskar to Lahul. Okay, now if we are talking about the various ranges, you know that there is Karakoram range over here, and then we have Zanskar range over here. Okay, now here you can say option A would be your right answer. Now moving further, question number 6, which of the following are the mangrove sites located in India? Pichavaram, Sundarbans, Malwan, Koringa, Ramnath. Select the correct answers giving from the given code. Okay, now if we are talking about these mangrove sites, if we look at the map over here, you will see there are various mangrove sites, okay, which are over here. Mostly you will find them on the coastal areas over here. Okay, when we are talking about the ones which are given, Pichavaram, Sundarbans, Malwan, Koringa and Ramnath, here you will see that is basically Sundarban. We know that that is the largest one when we are talking about India. Then this is Koringa, that is in your Andhra Pradesh. Okay, when we are talking about Sundarbans, that is basically in West Bengal. Then coming to the next one, that is Pichavaram, that is in Tamil Nadu. This is Ramnath, that is also in Tamil Nadu. Then there is this Malwan, that is in Maharashtra. Okay, so these are the 5 ones, and they are all the mangrove forest. So we can say that option D would be a right answer, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, now moving further, question number 7. Consider the following statement. Galwan Valley is strategically located between Ladakh in the west and Aksai Chin in the east. We will see that Galwan River meets Shyok River on the lines of actual control, that is LAC. Okay, you have to choose the statements which are correct. Now coming to the first statement, if we see, so this is the Galwan Valley. You know that there was this site of clash which happened between India and China in 2020. Okay, and after that there was, this particular situation is going on till now. Now when we are talking about this Galwan, this is over here, and we have, this is Aksai Chin. Aksai Chin is basically a part which is illegally controlled by China right now. Okay, this is the part which is belonging to India. Okay, now this over here, you can see this is basically your LAC. Okay, this is not a perfect line over here, but the thing is, this is basically LAC. You can say that here we have Aksai Chin, and then when we are talking about the Ladakh and other parts, that is basically in the west. Okay, so Galwan Valley, you can say that in the eastern side we have Aksai Chin, in the west side we have Ladakh and other areas. Okay, now there is another topic that is basically related to the Shyok River here. Okay, Galwan River meets Shyok River on the line of actual control. Okay, now here you can see this is basically your Shyok River. Okay, and if we are talking about this particular, here you can see that this is the LAC. Okay, and we have this Galwan River over here, and this is meeting somewhere over here, that is in the vicinity of LAC. Okay, so Shyok River is meeting with the Galwan River somewhere over here nearby LAC, and this is the site of clash. As I told you, in 2020 there was this clash which is between India and China, and that is the site over here, and this is the area where the Galwan is meeting the Shyok River, and this is in the vicinity of LAC. Okay, so option, here you can say statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is also correct, so we can say that option C would be your right answer over here. Okay, now coming to the question number 8. In which Indian state the Mahadai Wildlife Sanctuary, which was recently in news, located? Goa, Uttarakhand, Assam and Maharashtra. Okay, when we are talking about Mahadai Wildlife Sanctuary, you must have heard about the Mahadai River or Mandovi River. This river is flowing from Karnataka to Goa. Okay, and when we are talking about this wildlife sanctuary, that is in Goa, option A would be a right answer. Now have a look at the map over here. It is somewhere over here in Goa. When we are talking about the wildlife sanctuary, this is on the border over here, Karnataka and Goa. And this river, that is Mandovi River or Mahadai River, that is also coming from Karnataka and entering into Goa. Okay, so that is about it. Now talking about the wildlife sanctuary, Mahadai River, a lifeline of the Goa, originates in the Karnataka, passes through the sanctuary and meets the Arabian Sea at the Panji. Okay, that is one fact which you have to remember about the Mahadai River. Okay, This is lifeline of Goa. Please remember that. Known for its nesting grounds of critically endangered long-billed vulture near Vajra Falls. When we are talking about Mahadai Wildlife Sanctuary, they are talking about this. There are nesting sites of the long-billed vultures at Vajra Falls. Okay, the sanctuary acts as the catchment area for the Mahadai River. So this is about the sanctuary and the Mahadai River. So please remember that. Now, if you have seen the question, option A would be your right answer. Now moving further, and that would be the last part of the day, that is practice question. Regarding Satluj, consider the following statement. It is the only trans-Himalayan river in India. Second statement is, it is longest of the 5 tributaries of Indus River that gives the Punjab meaning 5 rivers, its name. And then statement 3, Luhri Stage 1 hydroelectric project is located on the river Satluj in Simla and Kulu district of the Himachal Pradesh. How many of the above statements are correct? You have to choose the statements which are correct, and then you have to see how many of them are correct over here. Okay, so you can attempt this question and answer in the comment box. With that, I would like to wrap up this session over here. If you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.